So, welcome to another episode of What's Your Story? And who do we have here with us today?
Meredith McCarthy.
All right. And where you from, Meredith?
Originally New York.
Okay. So, I'm just going to explain to everybody. We interviewed Meredith before. We had some technical difficulties, actual literal technical difficulties. I never knew what that meant on TV shows until I started doing this stuff. But we got it worked out. We got her back in here on the couch. Got her back here ready to tell her story. All right. So we know you for owning the food truck, the Nosh Pit. Have you always had a love for food?
No. It came from when I was like being a wife, basically, and started cooking for my husband and started making things all nice and pretty. And he suggested culinary school. Ended up going to culinary school in New York, and just kind of fell in love with the profession and the culinary the aspect of everything. But before that, I mean, cooking a hamburger was probably an issue back in the day, But I think if you set your mind to something and you really like it and you're passionate about it, you'll be successful with it.
Yeah. What's the first food you got comfortable with making?
Comfortable. We on the food truck we started with pierogies, but it didn't really pan out because we got so busy so quickly that I couldn't kind of keep up with the demand. And pierogies from scratch, is like a 3-day process. So we started doing other stuff, and now we do something called a deep fried burger. We cook the burger to like a medium rare, season it, stuff it with a bunch of stuff. Take pizza dough and wrap it and then deep fry it. But as far as like cooking for myself or other people not like on the truck, I love doing Asian stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have never thought you would say that answer.
I know. It's weird. Or Greek food, but I'm kind of burnt out with it because it's on the truck. But yeah. I like to do like Asian flair, Asian fusion stuff at home.
Got you. So, we just had Myrtle Beach. We just had the CCMF. How was that for you and your food truck being out there?
Interesting. So we were inside the actual festival itself.
Yeah.
We were within a private party of like a campground.
Mm-hmm.
So people could still like walk up and get stuff. But after like 11 o'clock when they all pile out is pretty much where we get slammed. So it was a lot of hours, a lot of late nights, a lot of prepping. My crew ran it. It went well. And we'll do it again next year for sure.
All right. What was the process of you even obtaining this food truck?
Obtaining? I bought an RV from a friend that has passed away, and we were going to. Well, I personally was like ripping it apart and trying to turn this RV into a food truck. It was my grandmother had passed away, and I took my part of the money that she gave to me to make this into like a dream. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. The RV had a lot of issues. The roof was leaking, and we were trying to maintain it as much as we could. At the end of the day, when I took it somewhere and I asked them how much it would be to, refurbish everything, they said it was going to be $50,000, which, who's got $50,000?
Yeah.
I didn't have it. So that RV now sits in a storage unit, literally collecting dust. Fast forward years later, I talked to my mother, who is my main supporter and my investor. And she was just like, well, how much is it going to cost if we just get a food truck? And I said, probably about the same, but then you're getting everything built and everything's new. And so we looked into it and for a couple of years, and we were just looking for a food truck. We found this company in Delaware that buys like Frito-Lay trucks and then transforms them into food trucks.
Yeah.
And that's essentially that's what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
Wish I could remember the company to give them a shout out. It's been a long weekend. I'm surprised I know my name right now.
And also, where did you get the name the Nosh Pit for the truck?
It comes from mosh, like you're in a mosh pit. I've been playing heavy metal for like over 25, 30 years. And I thought it was like a fun, pun, whatever, nosh, mosh,
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much, I came up with it because actually we did a television show that I was telling you about last time. We did a pilot back in New York, and that was called the Nosh Pit. So I ended up basically stealing my own name to make it into a food truck.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the name was too good to not do anything with it, So we had to do something with it.
Yeah.
So we might, talk about trying to get back into doing that television show whenever I get like a minute, not to be on the food truck. But
yeah.
I
was gonna say, if you want to expound on that, on the idea of it, you can. Hopefully, anybody who sees this, may be able to help you out with it and maybe, bring it to fruition.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. I haven't seen anything really remotely close to it. I'm very passionate about music, and I'm passionate about food, and I want to kind of fuse them together. I want to take bands that we all love and enjoy, and I want to promote them, and I want to bring them into the food truck culinary world. I want to fuse those two together and kind of make a little TV show about it. If anyone's interested, contact me. I got ideas.
Yeah, hit her up, man.
Yeah.
Hit her up. I think for myself, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think it's awesome.
I don't obviously want to go into detail because someone will steal it.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have to kill them,
Yeah.
And we don't want that.
Which is smart. All right. So what's in your opinion, what's the best thing you guys serve on the food truck? Or the best thing you enjoy eating for yourself? Or you can tell us, matter of fact, I got two things. Okay. What's your favorite thing to eat on the food truck that you guys prepare? Second thing, what food item do you sell the most?
The most, I would say, and it's actually kind of mind-blowing because in South Carolina in the summertime, it's 4 billion degrees. Our mac and cheese, I can't make enough mac and cheese. But we have different kinds, like buffalo chicken mac and cheese. We have a dill pickle mac and cheese, which we like cut up pickles and we use dill seasoning, and then we use a sriracha aioli on top. Mac and cheese is like it's become and it's a low cost item for us, because of the macaroni. But mac and cheese is probably our biggest seller, and then I would say deep fried burgers. It depends on the clientele. It depends on where we're going. And then shrimp pita is, if I saw that on a truck, that is what I would order. So it's a pita, mixed greens. You can either do fried or grilled shrimp, diced cucumbers and tomatoes, feta cheese, and then tzatziki on top. So if I saw that on a food truck, I'd be like, yeah, that's definitely what I'm ordering. Yeah. So I just love feta cheese and tzatziki sauce. And duck wontons is another one that's pretty popular.
Duck wontons?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever eaten duck.
It's good.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever eaten duck.
It's really good. It's a wonton fried.
Yeah.
Cream cheese, corn, bacon, and duck in it, and it's like creamy, and we have a like sesame ginger dipping sauce with it.
How do you come up with the ideas for these food items? Because when you mentioned a deep fried burger and even the duck wontons, I've never heard of.
I think at one point I was really a lot on like Pinterest, like years and years ago when that was like a thing. I also, back in the day, smoked a lot of pot.
Yeah.
So you put different combinations, and of course, like when you don't have a lot of money, and you're like, all right, let's go in the cupboard. What can we put together? And you just kind of fuse stuff together. Research and development. We have a deep fried peanut butter and jelly, which is peanut butter, strawberry jam, and then we take trail mix. We slap that in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
We dredge it in tempura and deep fry it, cut it in half, and then put powdered sugar. I'm really, really into texture of food. I like the crispy, sweet, like I need texture in my food. So like with the duck wontons, like the inside is nice and creamy, but the outside is nice and crispy.
Yeah.
But that's just me, I mean, I build the menu to stuff that I like.
Yeah.
And if someone suggests something, then we'll do it. We'll put it on menu. We'll see how it works, But it's mostly like, I mean, if you made a restaurant or anything, you know what you like, so you just assume that other people probably would like it, or you hope, But it's a lot of trial and error stuff that we've had on there that hasn't sold, and then we just take it off, We do deep fried green tomato, like a BLT, and that seems to be selling really well now. People love their fried green tomatoes here.
I had a fried green tomato my first time in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire. I used to hear about them all the time, but that was my first time ever trying one.
We do like this. We used to do the stack. It would be like fried green tomato and then pimento cheese. Fried green tomato, pimento cheese. And it would be like a stack. And then I think we put like sriracha aioli on top of it or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff we're going to start bringing back, like oysters, when season is. We do we'll do an oyster capri.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So it's like oyster, tomato, fresh mozzarella, like all in a row, and then balsamic glaze on top.
Yeah.
It's actually really good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We actually at one point had a caprese, menu of just make your own.
Yeah.
Build your own protein, and then the tomato, mozzarella, all that stuff. So we might bring that back too.
Yeah.